In what's being hailed as a historic agreement, G7 finance ministers negotiate a deal on taxing multinational corporations. The US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the post-pandemic world must be fairer.
For too long, there has been a global race to the bottom in corporate taxes, where countries compete by lowering their tax rates instead of the well-being of their citizens.
Despite a recent increase in cases, the head of NHS providers, which represents health trusts in England, says coronavirus vaccines appear to have broken the link between cases and serious illness. The Indian government issues a final notice to Twitter to comply with India's new information technology rules. Violence rocks Mexico's midterm elections. Dozens of politicians have been killed in recent months. Kurdish officials in northern Iraq say at least 3 people have been killed in a Turkish airstrike on a camp for displaced people. The strike on the Mahmur camp, housing Kurdish refugees from Turkey, comes 3 days after Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan warned that Turkey would clean up the camp, which he claims provides a haven for Kurdish militants. Thousands of people have marched through Budapest to protest against controversial plans to open a multi-million-dollar Chinese university campus in the Hungarian capital. They say the project will undercut the country's own higher education system and increase the influence of China's communist authorities. Hungary's right-wing government of Viktor Orban maintains close ties with Beijing. The Indian capital Delhi has announced a gradual lifting of COVID restrictions weeks after being ravaged by a second wave. Markets and shopping centres will partially reopen from Monday. Despite the move, officials are still warning the country to prepare for a third wave of the virus. Staying in India, the Indian government says Twitter has one last chance to comply with new information technology rules, which aim to make social media firms more accountable to Indian legal requests for the removal of posts. The authorities in India want Twitter to appoint a grievance officer to deal with complaints.